So I was researching stocks, and specifically a little one that I've watched for a while is Legend Gold. Legend Gold is a combination of multiple companies in the past that were all basically out of money but had good projects, and they rolled them together, did a financing, and started the company over. And one of the backbone projects is a deal that they got a joint venture with Rand Gold on. So they got Rand Gold to spend money on one of their projects, and they have a big portfolio of other projects that they've always figured they could get other partners to work on and progress, as well as good geologists that could come up with even more projects to grow the company from there. But the market started sliding and crashing, and the president left the company. The company's basically out of money. Here's their website. There's no updates. The latest news is October 15th, 2014. The latest presentation is November of 2014. I mean, it's a pretty quiet show over here. So if you go to CDAR, look at the regulatory filings that they have to file, whether there's anybody home or not. If they want to stay listed, they better file something. Make sure I spell it right. Legend Gold. Search on CDAR brings up a whole bunch of recent stuff. So I was looking through these, and they have a annual meeting coming up, and they're looking to vote in, the board, and lock the number of board members, and basically give the board authority to do whatever they want when it comes to issuing options and warrants and stuff. Basic stuff that the companies keep asking for. Notice some other reports in here, just anecdotal things. My company I used to work for, Sprott Global Resource Investments, is announcing that they're decreasing their holdings in the company. There's lots of ways that could be. It doesn't mean that they're necessarily selling stock. They could be moving, different clients could be moving money around, and it looks like they own less shares. And it's not very many shares compared to the number that they're really into. But the MD&A talks about management discussion and analysis. So this is a big one. All kinds of details in these reports. The company has to update us what's going on. Here's highlights for the year, and they get right to the point of it. They basically lost a bunch of money this last year. They're saying some of it was impairment, 2.2 million impairment on their properties, basically writing down the value of their properties as a accounting trick to help with taxes and lots of things. Not necessarily spending cash, but they didn't really have much of any cash to spend. They had a working capital deficit at December 31st of almost $900,000 compared to a year ago $3.3 million that they had available. And they're saying this company that's controlled by the current CEO is owed money to pay for office and all kinds of operations and everything. So the management's basically feeding the company money to keep it going. It's out of money. They took several steps during the year to reduce expenditures and overall burn rates, to stop spending money. When management's involved, they care a lot more about not spending as much money. The old president, Doug Perkins, CEO, resigned and was replaced by Michael Wynn. Doug was a guy I always used to get on the phone and asking questions about Legend Gold. He'd answer the phone whether he's in a elevator or walking down a hall or anywhere. A guy always answered the phone and took questions. Michael Wynn, he lives not too far from me. I met him and heard him talk, and he's involved in lots of these companies many times. He used to be employed at the Sprott Global Resource Investments before I worked there as a geologist and research guy as well. And they talk about different projects, working on projects, and they get into more details on the projects. And they talk about the earning agreement with Rand Gold and how it's going to continue into the second quarter 2015. They get into project by project details of what they're up to. Here's the Rand Gold JV in the middle of the page, talking about the agreement and the percentages and the breakdown, the program in 2014, and now they're getting into trenching and that kind of stuff. They say expenditures occurred during 2014 by Rand Gold were approximately $400,000. So that's the tune that the partner is working the projects. And they talk about some of their other projects. And they talk about their outlook. For 2015, they'll focus on securing partners for the portfolio, evaluating early to advanced stage opportunities, and continuing discussions with industry partners regarding the roll-up of small, undercapitalized businesses working in West Africa. So they've done that in the past. They combined 3 companies, like I was saying, that didn't have any money. And they're looking at doing that again, I guess, or bringing in other companies or merging this with other companies. It's optimistic about the future. And they're saying Rand Gold continues trenching and pitting programs across several of the company's licenses, which, based on successful results, might lead to a drill program in the second half of the year. So that could be a catalyst if that thing starts to happen. They say successful completion of these joint ventures would lead to having exploration work completed in 2015. The company will complete a limited sampling program at that project, which, if successful, could help attract a potential partner. They say they will have to raise capital in 2015 in order to fund its overhead and limited exploration programs and certain of its outstanding liabilities. They need to print stock. They need money. They're looking for the most creative way to do it. It's basically what they're saying, in lots of different ways. And they get into some select financial information, who they owe money to and why, and all kinds of risks, all the kinds of risks you can think of. If you go into their financials, which they just put out recently as well, get the numbers, more detailed numbers of what they were just talking about in the discussion analysis. So this are for the year ended December 31st numbers of 2014. There's a balance sheet. Current assets, cash, $21,000. They're broke. Prepaid expenses, receivables, they're paid. They don't have any money. They've tapped everything they can. Liabilities, accounts payable and accrued liabilities. Note 8, $800,000. Like they're talking about management discussion analysis. It's to pay for office and people and everything to keep the lights on over this last year. Keep the wheels on the company until they can raise some more money. And they talk about expenses, investor relations, management fees. Management fees seems to be the majority of it. Share-based payments, that's not really cash, but professional fees drains the cash. And just basic other stuff. Cash flows, amortization, share-based payments, write-off of equipment, write-off of exploration projects. None of this is actually spending money. They didn't have any money to spend. Whereas previously they were really a combination of other companies. So Legend Gold's broke. Why do I follow Legend Gold? So we're back on Legend Gold's website. Management. You have Michael Wynn, President and CEO. Demetrius Pohl, Vice President Exploration. Michael Wynn, he's basically an interim president is what I'd call him. He's usually orchestrating these companies from behind the scenes, putting them together, bringing in projects, people, and making them happen, financing them when they need it, helping to find financings at other times, and just you know, like the orchestrator that he is. He puts companies together, he builds them, he keeps them going, he makes sure they work, and over time, generally, shareholders can make returns in his companies. And his sidekick or his exploration guy is Demetrius Pohl. I mean, this is an all-star management team. Um, they if you go to TMX Money, get a bit about their history. I mean, 5 year isn't gonna really be representative of it because I don't think this company's been around 5 years, but the predecessor company to these companies has. I mean, it's been down and out. The last year is more representative of the real history of them. It's been a down and out market, and the share price has gone down more than cut in half. Its market cap right now is just over $4 million. The price has been coming down. Maybe it'll keep going down. You've got an all-star management team behind it with no money. They've got to solve that money issue to be attractive. If you go back to the company, they've got these projects and Randgold JV. Maybe they sell one of these projects for more, or a couple of these projects for more than that $4 million. And all of a sudden they have cash or stock in some other company or some value worth more than that $4 million market cap. That could be one news release away, knowing these guys, the way they do deals. That's why I watch Legend Gold. Don't necessarily buy stock in them right now, but I'm watching them like a hawk. In this down and out market that is boring and frustrating to most, opportunities like a deal that these guys will probably pull off would be the next news release I would expect out of them. The reasons to buy stock and be the first one there, understand what's going on, and buy on the news after the news, but before the share price goes up and the deal gets priced in. Because this market is slow and sluggish, you can do that. That's why I'm watching Legend Gold. So if you're interested in watching Legend Gold, I'd suggest you go sign up to their news releases on their website, or sign up to my website, and or sign up to my YouTube channel. Thanks for listening, and hope to bring you more updates on Legend Gold soon, as well as other prospect generators like them.